Good morning, students. Yesterday we discussed about cyclones. In this lecture, we will discuss about the mitigation and preparedness measures for the cyclone. So mitigation means measures taken prior to impact of a disaster to minimize its effects. Mitigation may be in any natural disaster. It may be for earthquake, it may be for flood, also it may be for cyclone. Okay, mitigation measures for cyclone include both structural and non-structural measures. These measures need government intervention as well as the community participation. क्योंकि जो लोकल लोग हैं उनके पार्टिसिपेशन के बिना कोई भी रेस्क्यू नहीं हो सकता, कोई भी मिटिगेशन मेजर्स टेकन नहीं हो सकते हैं. Some of the measures, especially legislation and policy matters, cannot be initiated by the community itself, but need the government initiative and intervention too. So both the things are needed, government intervention as well as the community participation. Hazard mapping. So the first measure or first mitigation measure is hazard mapping. Hazard mapping for cyclones represents the result of cyclone hazard assessment on a map. एक मैप पर प्रॉपर उसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी, प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ अकरेंस, ड्यूरेशन, इंटेंसिटीज, ये सारी चीजें नोट की जाती हैं, रिकॉर्ड की जाती हैं. Cyclones cannot be predicted several days in advance. Past records and path can give the pattern of occurrence for particular wind speed. A hazard map will illustrate the areas vulnerable to the cyclone and associated storms, surge, and flood in any given time. It may be useful to estimate the severity of the cyclone and potential damage intensity in that region. The map is prepared with the data impacts of past climatological records, history of wind speed, frequency of flooding, etc. Second mitigation measure is land use planning. Land use planning should be systematically considered for cyclones so that least critical activities are placed in vulnerable situation. Okay. Setting of key facilities must be marked in the land use. Policies should be in place to regulate land use and enforcements of building codes. Vulnerable areas should be kept for parks, grazing ground, or flood diversion instead of human settlements. Third kind of mitigation is engineered structured. जो भी buildings वगैरह बन रही हैं, that they should be properly engineered well so that cyclone and that kind of natural disasters couldn't affect that considerably, or the casualties can be minimized. Structures need to be built to withstand with wind forces. Good site selection is also important. The public infrastructures including buildings for electricity services, communication facilities, hospitals, schools, rural healthcare centers, and community centers should be engineered structured. Should be engineered well. Second kind of structures are the non-engineered structures or retrofitting structures, especially in the case of villagers. लार्ज पोर्शन ऑफ म्यांमार जहां पर कि बहुत ज्यादा साइक्लोन आता है, म्यांमार पीपल लिव्स इन सेल्फ डिजाइन्ड और नॉन इंजीनियर्ड बिल्डिंग. तो वो अपनी तरह से इस तरह से डिजाइन करते हैं कि साइक्लोन उनके घरों को ज्यादा इफेक्ट ना कर सके. द नॉलेज ऑफ ऑन हाउ टू स्ट्रेंथन नॉन engineered building should be shared with the community. Local engineers and artisans can take part in the construction and retrofitting of the building in their locality and demonstrate the disaster resistance construction method with the people. Then next is cyclone shelters. Cyclone shelters are necessary for areas vulnerable to recurrent cyclones. The construction of cyclone shelters require substantial funding, therefore generally linked to support from government or external donors. Besides, it also involves technical and engineering component which are usually beyond the capacity of the community. Then next kind of mitigation is the flood management. Flooding will result from a cyclonic storm, as we studied in the last lecture that the effect of cyclone include flooding and like damage um, to the nearby areas. So flooding will result in is result of the cyclonic storm. Storms surges with flood to the coastal areas. Heavy rains will bring in flash floods, embankments along the rivers, sea walls along the coast may keep water away from the floodplains. Water flow can be regulated through construction of reservoirs, check dam, and alternate drainage channel routes. Improving vegetation cover, improvement of the vegetation will increase the water filtration capacity of the soil. The roots of the plant and trees will keep the soil intact. जैसे कि मैंने आपको लास्ट टाइम जब आपको फ्लड वाला पढ़ाया था, फ्लड प्लेन्स, तो वहां पर भी आपको बताया गया था कि जो रिवर बैंक पर जो भी वेजिटेशन होता है, प्लांट्स, ट्रीज होते हैं, फॉरेस्टेशन होता है, वो क्या करता है, इट वर्क्स एज अ कैचमेंट over there. So it prevents the soil erosion and slow runoff to prevent or reduce the flooding. The trees planted in rows will act as a wind breaker. तो जो भी वहां पर ट्रीज वगैरह हैं, जो भी फॉरेस्ट है, तो दे विल स्टॉप द विंड्स, तो वाइंड ब्रेकर की तरह से वहां पे काम कर रहा है. कोस्टल शेल्टर बेल्ट plantations can be developed to break severe wind speed as it minimizes devastating effects. There is need for urgent measures like mangrove shelter belt plantations along cyclone-prone coastal areas. Species chosen for this purpose should not only be able to withstand the impact of strong cyclonic winds, but also keep in check the soil erosion. Then mangrove plantation. Mangroves जो होते हैं, they protect the coastal area from the storm surge and wind, which accompanied with the cyclone. The tangle of branches slows the flow of water. Communities should also participate in the mangrove plantation, which would be organized by the local authorities, NGOs, or the community itself. Mangroves also help in erosion control and coastal conservation. And saline embankments. Another activity that can be taken up as a part of the community-based mitigation are construction of saline embankments to protect habitation, agriculture, crop, and important installations along the coast from seawater inundation due to the storm surge. Then raised embankments above high flood or storm surge level need to be identified or constructed within an easily accessible place, which can serve as an assembly point for various activities in a normal weather and as good shelter in stormy weather and high violent floods. Then the next is artificial hills or mounds. Construction of artificial hills acts as a strong community shelter for immediate evacuation after receiving a warning. These earthen hills can be used for safe shelters for the livestock population. This can be undertaken through various government schemes and through employment generation schemes by various humanitarian agencies through cash for work activities. Public awareness generation. So public should be aware. Public awareness through education is the key to save many lives. It has been proved that most of the damage to the lives and livelihoods are due to the lack of public education and awareness. These can be done through various public awareness generation strategies. Emphasis should be given on using the existing awareness generation mechanism in order to make it more acceptable and easily understood. Next is cyclone preparedness and response plan. There is an important need to comprehensive cyclone preparedness and response plans at all levels in order to enhance preparedness to save lives and livelihoods. Standard operating procedures, SOPs, need to be developed for immediate actions upon receiving a warning. It needs to be followed up through mock drills, simulation exercises at the level in order to test the efficacy of the plan with necessary updating the at the regular interval. The next is policy regulation act and technological regimes. There is a strong need to technology regimes which will enable strong policy support for longer term disaster mitigation. This will inform all the stakeholders on their role and responsibilities, the building codes, human settlements, and enforce the legal binding of mitigation disaster risk in the cyclone prone areas. This initiative involves decision making at higher level of for creating an enabling environment to reduce the cyclone risk. End to end warning system, this is a need for an end to end, there is a need for end to end early warning system which will enable people at all level of to respond quickly and effectively. The Department of Meteorology and Hydrology is the nodal department for issuing cyclone warning and special weather news for the public. The community should be well aware of the warning system, the warning signals, and the source where they can get the early warning of cyclones. So next is designating an emergency situation. Here there will be four stages: yellow stage, orange stage, green stage, and the red stage, and one more stage at the brown. So total 5 stages are there. The formation of a tropical storm or the cyclone in the Bay of Bengal and the Andaman Sea is designated at the yellow stage. यहाँ पर क्या होता है कि जो भी सिटी FM ब्रॉडकास्ट अपडेट्स हैं वो 2 या 3 बार आती हैं आर में अलग अलग प्रकार से. देन ऑरेंज स्टेज ये बे ऑफ बंगाल में और अंडमान सी में आती हैं जब थोड़ा और हाई लेवल का साइक्लोन आता है. तो म्यांमार रेडियो सिटी एफएम ब्रॉडकास्ट अपडेट्स 3 और 4 टाइम्स आती है दिन में इसमें फ्रीक्वेंट अपडेट्स न्यूज के थ्रू. देन द रेड स्टेज इज अगेन एट द म्यांमार coast which when a storm moving towards Myanmar coast is expected to make landfall in 12 hours. जब ये साइक्लोन विद इन 12 आवर्स आने वाला होता है तो रेड स्टेज हाई अलर्ट होता है. एट दिस स्टेज स्टॉर्म वार्निंग कंटेनिंग द फॉलोइंग डिटेल्स सच एज टाइम, लोकेशन, मैक्सिमम विंड स्पीड, नेक्स्ट मूवमेंट, एरिया ऑफ लैंडफॉल, storm surge, and sea condition are broadcast 3 to 6 times an hour by Myanmar radio, while the MRTV, MITV4, MWD carries real-time update for as a news bar and as a breaking news. Then brown stage, where a storm makes landfall on the Myanmar coast, the brown stage emergency is designated. Red से भी ज़्यादा जो इसमें brown stage है जबकि emergency design कर दी जाती है. Okay, then the next is the green stage. When a storm has weakened and the storm hazard has passed, the green stage is designated. After the storm has passed, update are broadcast 2 to 3 times an hour by Myanmar radio, while the MRTV, MRTV4, MWD carries real-time updates, news bar, and the breaking news. Then there is a cyclone preparedness. Till now we studied about the mitigation measures and now we will discuss about the preparedness at the community level. पूरे community level पे preparedness के there are following events. Okay, community based preparedness activities at community level include designing warning designation system, planning for evacuation and relocation, storing food and water, building temporary shelter, devising management strategies, and holding disaster drill and exercise. So at household level, there are so many things like listening to radio, TV, weather reports, checking the roof for loose sheeting or loose nails, check the house for at the weak points. If they are damaged, they should be repaired. Preparing a home emergency kit and making someone responsible for maintaining it. Clear trees and branches that overhang the house and any dead trees. So these are certain preparedness at the household level. Water containers with covers, dryer tinned food and a can opener, plastic sheeting, bags, sacks, battery powered or wind up radios, lighting the torch, lighting जो है उसको प्रॉपर टॉर्च, कैंडल, लैम्प्स ये सब होने चाहिए. स्पेयर बैटरीज, radios, torches, first aid kits, any medicine that family member must take, at that time of cyclone, if they get affected by that. Then change of clothing for everyone, rope, string, hammer, and nail to tie things down. So that's it about today's lecture, student. Thank you very much for listening.